Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out DLC. In the previous episode we've done some experimentation in terms of trying to bring gases to another planetoid, and we discovered we cannot take as many gases with us as we would like to. And by that I simply mean 50 kilograms with the capacity of this module is not enough. As usual, you've given me useful suggestions such as producing oxalite and actually bringing that in a storage bin inside of the capsule to the next planet. This is going to allow me to fill up this storage bin and at the same time provide oxygen to this module, and then the rest of the oxalite at a certain pressure is not going to decompose anymore or off-gas. Therefore, we can preserve it in the storage, and as soon as we arrive at the other planetoid, we can put it into another storage inside of the base, and it is just gonna continuously provide us with oxygen. Now honestly, I really like this idea, especially because instead of this algae terrarium, we can simply have a storage container and we are basically achieving the same thing, plus we're providing enough oxygen to the other planetoid. If we have a look at the research, this is the oxalite refinery, something we haven't unlocked just yet. We also get a soda fountain and a molecular forge, which might also be useful. So let's go ahead and actually start researching that. This also means we can probably just go ahead and get rid of this gas rocket port for the time being. We might actually exchange that with something else. However, once I do that, I want to automate my rocketry systems, and for that we still need our transit tube system in place so we can have a really neat setup. In the meantime, we're gonna continue with our preparations here for a nifty looking base. So I will have to dig up some more terrain and get other things sorted out so we can start with that in today's episode as well. Looks like I forgot Ashcan for a long time in his capsule. Now he is totally stressed out, but I'm sure that is going to go down in the near future. Anyways, one of my next goals obviously is going to be to sort out my power situation. It does look very chaotic, which is not my original intent. Once I've changed all the power lines, it should look a little more nifty. We're also gonna keep producing plastics as much as possible so we can get all of these transit tube lines in the joint. I basically want the same system for each of my ladder shafts, and then we're gonna take care of the drop-off points. We also keep on refining materials so that we can get more water in the joint, and I also would like to clean up this water here. Now this should be germ-free. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and set up a little pump and actually get this out of the way. Just need a pump here with a bunch of pipes going up, and over into this pool. And I guess we also need to provide this with a little bit of power. Yeah, let's do that. Oh man, Ashcan is still really stressed out. I wonder if we have that massage table available to us. He could really use it right now. In medicine, of course, a massage table. I think this also requires power, so let's set it up somewhere where we already have access to it, maybe here. And we're gonna go ahead and build this really quickly for Ashcan, so he might be able to use that immediately and hopefully reduce his stress level. Wow, check this out. We have a density of 6 kilograms of polluted oxygen here. I really wonder if I should take advantage of that. Also, we need to slowly but surely get rid of the carbon dioxide we accumulate here. But you know, maybe the first order of business here for Max is to convert more of that polluted oxygen into normal oxygen. It's really getting in my way here, so we are gonna do just that. And in the meantime, we're just gonna keep on taking things apart until this planetoid is completely hollowed out for us to start building the modular base. But yeah, looking at everything, there is still plenty of work to be done. Wonderful. Research is already completed. Okay, let's get that oxalite machine in the joint. Okay, looks like we need 600 grams of oxygen with 3000 milligrams of gold and a whole bunch of power. So it might be best to hook that up to our main power module. Before I can build that, however, I have to wait a bit with my transit tubes so all of them can be built and I acquire some plastic again. Oh no, I think we missed Ashcan actually using the massage table, but his stress level has gone down substantially to the point where I'm not worried anymore. I think it's now also time to keep going on our second planetoid. We want to start hollowing this one out as well in order to grab some more materials and hopefully bring them over to our first planetoid eventually. So all of that can go. Yeah, have something to do, guys. A ceiling light also has an overheat temperature. I had no idea. This essentially means we need to use, what? Like gold amalgam. Yeah, that should do the trick. Okay, really interesting. I was not at all expecting that. Max is suffering from food poisoning again. I made sure to actually compost the stuff that has too many germs on it, but now it is time to dig away some stuff here, and then we're gonna open everything up here in order to gain access to the algae, and at the same time we are going to collect the polluted water at the bottom. We might actually make good use of that in the future. I mean, that's all resources we should potentially use. And looking at our current water status, at the moment we're not using water for anything at all. I wonder how he gets himself hydrated. As promised, it is now time to clean up the power cables. I only want my big cable to go all the way down, and we can actually take apart the rest right here. We also want to make sure this has some priority. This is basically the last that I need. We can already go ahead and get rid of this side. That should be good. Actually, this one here as well. And I might want to make this connection here at the bottom. We also want to make sure they finish the cables to the liquid pump we just installed. We want to get that going as well. We might also be able to take apart this deodorizer. Don't think we need that anymore. Now, why is this red? What's happening? Of course, it's red because we are connected to two different types of wires. No problem. That should change in just a second. Actually, we need to make sure this changes really soon, so we take apart this connection. Is there anything else? Yeah, let's make sure this is going quickly. At the moment, I have some circuit overloads right here, which is not necessarily what I want. There we go. Looks like we fixed it. Let's take apart the rest of the wire here and finally make it look nifty and respectable. Now, I think for the future, I might want to take apart this atmosuit checkpoint. We now have a really nice and cozy temperature in this place, and I don't think we need that liquid lock for anything anymore. Yeah, that might be exactly what I want to do. Let's maybe start mopping up a few things, and then we also take this apart. Don't need that anymore. This would theoretically leave us some space for more power transformers. At least like 2 more. We might just do 1 though. Oh no! Max made a mess. Why did you make a mess? Oh, that's not good. Ah, I guess it's because of his food poisoning. I don't really think he has the time to cook. There's always something to do. Right now, I'm finishing the shaft up here so we can fill it back up with oxygen and hopefully make this a good access point to the rocket without having to use the atmosuit. Ah, I get... Oh no. Okay, Max, I'm so sorry. Well, you are the stupid one. Oh no. Okay, it might have been my mistake that Max soiled himself, because he is definitely trapped here. Come on, Max, climb down, yes, do that, and please, okay, now I have to take care of the soilage that is going to spread here, and it's not gonna be nice. Oh no! Oh, Max, such a bummer. Maybe the first thing we should take care of is actually this here at the bottom. Ah, come on. No, it's just gonna keep coming. Yeah, that's not gonna be good for our food. Fortunately enough, it is quite fresh, so it should survive for a cycle or 2. How is this possible? We don't have good air exchange. I believe I will have to replace some of these tiles. Let's do something like that, so we have a good flow of air and the carbon dioxide can actually move down. I'm also going to rebuild my system here slightly. So instead of going down, we're going up. In this case, we will be able to expel the gases outside of the base and they're not being picked up all the time. You can see here the carbon dioxide is just being recycled, which naturally is a waste of energy and everything. So we're gonna have our element sensor here. We're gonna have our high gas pressure vent here. We're gonna do a NOT gate right here. Some automation wire like so. And then we need to come down again with our piping. Let's actually go down here into the suit. Okay, much better already. The airflow is better, but we still have too much carbon dioxide here at the bottom, in my opinion. So looking at this disaster, I feel like just setting up a proper base here as well. This needs to be way better organized. I feel like one thing we could go ahead and do is just move this pipe going straight up. In this case, we will be able to, for instance, use the carbon dioxide in order to refuel the rocket that comes back and forth. I mean, technically we don't need that rocket port anymore. We established that this is not a good method of doing it. However, what we can do, instead of having a high gas pressure vent here, we can take this apart. We're just gonna bring this all the way down. So this can just go ahead and move all the way down to, let's say, right here. And here we're gonna set up a gas pump in case we have too much carbon dioxide. Conveniently enough, this is also really close to the power. We shall do that. Let's set up some automation as well. I think actually I'm gonna set up a signal switch instead. Don't tell me why? No, this thing is in the way. So let's just set it up on the other side then. And then maybe one additional thing we can do, instead of taking this apart, we're gonna do an automation system in case we are getting some oxygen in this pump here. We can just release it here on the top again by doing that. So I wanna just do a little turnaround and then we take that automation again and do the same thing. Meaning if we have some carbon dioxide running through this, then we wanna close the vent, otherwise we're gonna open it. You know, the funny thing is, in the night, Max always goes up here to the porta pot in order to be idle and just relax. So that is kind of funny. Element sensor is in place. I wanna filter out carbon dioxide. Yes, not gate. Okay, so the carbon dioxide is gonna go up right into the rocket. Good use of our extra carbon dioxide in this space. Looks like we have a serious lime problem. I wanna quickly investigate that. Yes, we actually brought over the entirety of the fossils. This is insanity. So do I need to like farm poke shells in order to get the fossils? You know, this is actually a real problem. So another thing we will have to solve differently than we used to in the future. Like we simply don't get enough lime from just the eggshells. But sure, let's go ahead and try to take care of that problem. We're gonna dig ourselves all the way down, maybe not down to the abyssalite layer. I don't want to risk anything. Gonna have my handy dandy ladder dig up the fossils so we can make some more steel and actually get this water cooking up more quickly. I want all of that, please. Yes. Is there anything else left here? No, but we can keep going in this spot. This way we get the bulk of the fossil we still have in this place. Yeah, just taking everything apart here. In the meantime, I believe we have fixed most of the power lines. It's still not the final setup, but at least it now makes a bit more sense. I will probably keep on rearranging it as we go along with the remodulation of the base. But there's still lots and lots of work to do before we actually get to this point, including setting up a proper border here on the right and left side. By the way, this is a mistake of the game. Neutronium is actually not diggable. You can see only duplicants with the following skill can mine this material. It says hazmat digging, but this is a lie. Probably just a mistake left over that is going to be fixed soon. Neutronium is not diggable. Okay, sweet. Looks like we have the gas pump in place. I want to start pumping out some carbon dioxide immediately. It is really getting sticky in here. Yeah, this can now all go up here and kind of accumulate here. It's not going to help much. We need to send a rocket soon. But at least we will be able to get rid of the carbon dioxide that has accumulated here, actually giving Max a really hard time. It must really suck to be the 12th duplicant in my base. I bet it's not really what he pictured it to be. Looks like we're done with the second transit tube too, so I'm gonna set up the third one right in this place. And this is also going to be the tube that we use in order to get up into space. However, they will have to equip an Atmos suit before. Maybe we also take apart the ladders that are currently in the way. Don't need this anymore. Don't need that and that anymore. Yeah, looks like at the moment I'm simply not using enough power. I'm really having trouble to keep these guys, the natural gas generators, running all the time. So we'll somehow have to make sure we get that better under control. Dude, I have to admit, this is really stressful taking care of 3 planetoids. I'm not 100% sure I'm a total fan of that. It is extremely stressful. So I believe my overall goal with each of the planetoids is going to be to make it self-sufficient. So all we want in the end is automation over automation. For instance, we want to grab the gold from this gold volcano and ship it to a rocket, bring it back to our home base, That could be the overall goal of the series. The same thing here with the second planet. We just need one duplicant in order to take care of the oil wells, but then the rest can probably be automated. Like, we would want access to certain materials such as the sulfur here. However, all we have to do is ship it to the first world and we should be golden. Okay guys, it looks as though we could use an additional step here. At the moment, I just cannot keep up with the metal refinery. I'm getting so much cold water that it's never hot enough for my sensor, which I set to 25. Maybe we can set it to 20, but it's still not gonna suffice. For the first time, we're probably gonna introduce one of those, which is a liquid tepodizer in order to heat up the water. And we're also gonna hook this up to some automation, so I can actually manually steer this in times of crisis, such as now. Wow, this guy actually takes 940 power. I did not realize that. Oh, geez. That is not good at all. Okay, so I might want to wait with having to pump things up, which at the moment is actually the case. Okay, maybe that situation isn't that bad, but I will definitely have to keep that in mind. I cannot run the tepodizer and the liquid pump at the same time. At least now I'm finally using some power, which means my natural gas generators should do a better job. No, we are still gaining power, even without the natural gas generators. Ah man, what does a man have to do in order to use up power? That's just insane. Yeah, you know, I think we have to switch this up into a better power transformer so we can send more energy. Wait, actually, we might not even have to do that because this limits it to 1 kilowatt, right? Yeah, instead let's try to craft some more steel and maybe even some more copper and see what that does for us. There we go. Okay, it just disables the liquid tepodizer. That is not even a big problem. I mean, right now at this point we are above the mark, above the 20 degrees mark, which is good. More water in the joint, that is definitely what we needed. I'm a little bit scared that this room here at some point is just going to fly away. Oh Max, we're back down to 2,600 kilograms of algae. This is just really concerning. I guess it's now time to dig up the rest of it. So we're gonna make our way in here and dig up as much as possible without... Well, I guess it can drop down here as well. That wouldn't even matter. And let's also build a ladder downwards here. Take apart these guys. And I guess at this point it also doesn't matter if we start digging up some of the slime. It's just gonna expel stuff into space, right? Yeah, up there we have space and that's just gonna go away eventually. It's way more important to get the algae in order to gain some time until we have the setup for our oxalite refinery, which once again I cannot build because of the transit tubes. But you know what? In the next episode I'm actually gonna start with the modular base because we are now basically done. I want to start either in the top right corner or maybe the top left one. We're gonna start with a bedroom module as well as a kitchen. No, actually not the kitchen, but we're gonna have our food storage and mess hall also in that module. This module should be accessible with this transit tube. Actually, how much space do I have? Yeah, more than enough probably, though this is coming all the way up to here. This is really bothering me. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to live with that for now. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. I totally forgot to set this back to grubs here. Oh gosh, of course it's not working right. We currently have 2 in there, so let's grab a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can bring them to their proper space. For some reason we have another Atmusu just here on the floor. I'm really not sure why this is happening all the time. I guess it's this one here. Alright, I think at this point I feel like I've shown you enough of the preparations. What I'm gonna do is play a little bit off camera now in preparation for the next episode so that we can go directly into re-evaluating the base completely. So a lot of the stuff we have going on at the moment is going to disappear. Some established systems are gonna remain for quite a while. For instance, this system right here, and of course also our farms and the Rodriguez we have up here. Everything else, however, is going to be subject to change, and we're gonna change it dramatically, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I'm gonna do most of the stuff that is still not done in between the episodes so that we can get started with the more interesting projects in the next episode. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. I sure hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.